Hi. I am going to try something tonight. We'll see how this works. I thought I would do some finger tracing, and I made these, adult coloring pages, I guess. Those are the big thing now. So anyway, I did some doodling at Christmas and made some for everyone. So I'm going to see if this will work. I want it to be far away enough to see, but it may be that you can't see any detail if I keep it this far. And my nails may be distracting too, because I paint my own nails and I dye my own hair, so so they never look real professional. But anyway, here we go. This is the first one, and it's my yes page. Some of them have words on them and some of them don't, so I'll just trace it a little bit here and just go through them. I made a little set for everyone, and then I crocheted, I think I showed you guys that I was crocheting those little slippers. So I did homemade Christmas this year. I always love swirls, so a lot of the pages have swirls on them. And I love flowers, so a lot of the pages have flowers on them. Okay, so that's my yes page. And this is my Remember You page. And let's see, I'll just trace the words. I hope that's reading. I love doodling, and so my sister said, I made a yes page for her because she's been working on trying to say yes to more things. That's something, frankly, all of us, it's probably good for all of us to say yes to more things, but it was something she was specifically focusing on, so I made her and colored it a yes page, or a yes, what am I trying to say, little poster thing, and framed it for her. And she said, you ought to do some coloring pages for Christmas presents. I thought, oh, that's a great idea. So I did. All right. There's a sun with little flowers in it. Remember you. I like that saying because it's easy to forget ourselves in our day-to-day grind. It's funny, I think sometimes some people maybe think of themselves too much and some people don't think of themselves enough, so maybe it's more about balance. But I'm one who needs to remember to think of myself more, consider myself more. So, remember you. See, I think there's another one there. Oh, I don't like that one, so I won't do that one anyway. Here's some of my flowers. With swirls and little dots. Maybe I'll hold them up first. The paper, the printer, he said this would be great paper for markers, and it really has not been great paper. I think if I had it to do it again, I would do it and not focus on markers, but do it for crayons. I have a hard time slowing down sometimes, you'll probably notice. And it's funny, when I was teaching acting, we do a lot of movement work, of course, and one of the things that we would focus on was learning kind of what your own pace is, so that you notice if you tend to move fast or if you tend to move slow. And there's something called Laban, where you focus on sustained movement versus quick. And let's see if I can remember, it's been a while. And slow, no, sustained and quick, and then heavy movement and light movement, and then direct and indirect. And we would kind of watch each other and see what we thought each person was, so that they first knew how they moved in the world. And then when you take on another character, it's just one of many approaches, but you can look at how that character moves that's different than you. Swirl, spiral, and little hearts bursting out this way and this direction too. And lots of flowers. I love my flowers. I don't know what order I put these in, so it's kind of fun for me to see what's here too. This is my Dream Big sheet. I went a little bolder with the lettering on this one. I always come to a point where I get stuck, and I feel like, oh, I keep doing the same thing, I can't think of anything new, and then I generally bust out of it. Sometimes I have to wait a day or two. So dream big. I like this one, Just Breathe. I like to look at that one. Just as a reminder. Let's see, I'll hold it up and then I'll trace it. Again, a good reminder. This one has lots of flowers on it too, and a little butterfly up on the J. Okay, how many more do I have? Oh, looks like there's still a couple. This one I don't know who it was, but I saw the idea somewhere. Oops, that was probably too loud. They drew lots of really magical mushrooms. I just did the one. There's a little fairy hiding behind it. Oops. Little fairy hiding behind a little window with flowers. Little window box. I've got some stomping upstairs again. Don't know if you can hear it. I learned with when I would do a little bit of quiet meditation with one of my classes before we would start, was the voice class. And I learned, for me, that if I a lot of times there'd be kids in the hall that would be yelling to each other and things like that. And for a couple of years, I would get really distracted. I would think, oh gosh, why can't people just be quiet? And of course, sometimes I'm the one in the hall screaming. But anyway, and then I learned if I just invited the sound in and, pretended that, I was welcoming that in as part of it, I didn't feel so resistant to it. So if you ever have that, it's something you can play with. I probably need to play that with the thumping upstairs, because sometimes in the morning it starts at like 2 a.m. and it can be distracting. I have sometimes just pretended it's my sister or my son or something upstairs, and then it's not quite as frustrating, but it still wakes me up. Okay, it's my little fairy mushroom home. I don't know if I've got these too close or too far away, but there it is. And I think this is my last. Nope, there's two more. Just Be You. I saw this on a sign. So we've got Just Breathe and Just Be You. But I was going to a coffee shop one weekend, just went to a little nearby town that I hadn't explored yet, and went into a coffee shop, and outside they had this sign, just really simple chalk on the sign, Just Be You. And I loved that. I thought, what a sweet thing to say and put on a sign outside rather than what lattes were for sale, what was for sale inside or whatever. They just had a little message, Just Be You, and I thought, that is so cool. Made me want to go inside. Good reminder for that part of us, like me, when I was talking about comparing myself with, the numbers of other artists who'd been around at the same amount of time. Oh, it's so good to just remember to just be us. We're not here to be anybody but us. Okay, and this one's kind of weird. I like it still, but it may take you a minute to see what's going on. And it's a totally different theme. It's not flowers. This is underwater sea stuff. And I saw a picture with this fish in it. I don't know if you can see the fish. And also the seahorse. And then I just kind of put them together in the picture and kind of played with some funky seaweed stuff. So I'll trace that a little bit and then I'm done. I'm fascinated with seahorses. Maybe everybody is. I don't know. If you Google it and just do images, there's just, I can't remember how many species of seahorses, but there's many species. And so they're all different colors, and some of them have nodules on them, and some of them are smoother, and some of them are super, super bright, contrasting colors, and others are more subtle. And I liked this little fish hiding behind the seahorse. And all the strange sea plants, or sometimes they're more animal than plant. So I can't swim well, and I nearly drowned my dad when I was, I think we were 13. We went on a big trip to Hawaii because my dad worked for the airlines, so we could travel fairly inexpensively. And we went out on a raft and were snorkeling. And we had the raft, so I had to hold on to the raft because I can't swim. And I would just kind of put my head in underwater with the mask and the goggles, and I just kind of freaked out at one point because the world, I just had never seen anything like it. The colors were so vibrant, and the fish were all around, and the light that came into the water, I don't know how to explain it, except it just really disoriented me, because I felt like I was completely in another world, and I was in awe of it. I was like so blown away by it, but I also kind of lost my orientation and started to, panic. And anyway, my dad saved me, but I about took him down with me when we were there. The water is so powerful. And the scale of things, and there's just so much under there that we don't know about that exists. I just find that fascinating. I think for so long, with the Enlightenment era, we, thought if we didn't, measure it and discover it and claim it, and, does it have value if we can't see it? I think that's so interesting. Of course, I think it does, but a lot of, there's different views on that. I know a lot of people think that it has more value if we can explore it ourselves. I can appreciate that too. Okay, that's my finger tracing for the night, and I hope you rest well.